What is going on, guys? My name's Optimistic Dingo, or over here on the Set to Destroy X channel, you guys might know me as STDX Dingo. Today, I'm bringing you guys a review for the Scuf 4PS controller, and I'm super excited to be bringing you guys this review, but anyways, let's get down to it. So, over Christmas break, I got myself a Scuf 4PS. Ever since these things have came out, I've wanted one, and I got it, and I was super excited to play with it, and then I found out that it was broken out of the box. So this review is not only going to encompass reviewing the controller and how I like it, it's also going to be reviewing Scuf's customer support, which is something that I think makes this review unique. It not only reviews the product as a whole, but rather the company. So I think that that's something that makes this review very unique. So stick around to watch that. So anyways, I'm cutting to some footage here of the controller, and you guys can see I went with the digital camo blue Scuf. I just thought that it looked cool, but this controller, the overall feel of it, it feels very nice in quality. It's not super heavy when you compare it to the weight of the original PlayStation controller. The controller, the Scuf controller, is a little bit more heavy, but that's simply because it has, this controller at least, has the electronic remapping and all of that stuff built into it. So of course it's going to be a little bit more heavy, but it's not that bad. Now if you want to save some weight on your controller, I believe it costs extra, but you can remove the rumble packs, but really having a heavy controller is not that big of a deal for me, so I just, left it. I'm okay with having the rumble packs in. I actually like it. So as far as the Scuf grip, I really like the grip. I have a big issue with my hands sweating, and that's why I've invested in Squid Grip and stuff. I've invested in Gamer Grip, and that has helped me a lot, but I really enjoy the Scuf grip. It's nice that it's native to the controller. It's already built in, and it makes it to where my hands don't sweat as bad. With my PlayStation controller, if you guys look at it, you would be able to see there's like all kinds of dirt and grime and stuff on it, and that's simply because I sweat so much with this controller, and it's something that I just have to deal with. And I don't really, I knew I was getting the Scuf and I was wanting to test out the grip, so I didn't use any kind of gamer grip or anything like that, just the Scuf grip, and my hands barely sweat. So the grip is very nice, very quality, and it's very comfortable. It's also a very actually good grip, so it's not like it just makes your hands not sweat. It does have a nice, a tactile feel to it. I really like the grip. As far as, the aesthetics, I really like the way that this controller looks. I went with the blacked out button design, as you guys could see. Something that I skipped out on that you could definitely do is the analog sticks. I got regular PS4 analog sticks so that I could use Control Freaks just to give myself a little bit more customization, but you could go with the Scuf native analog sticks if you wanted to do that, but I skipped out on that. So let's look at the paddles. So you guys can see on the video I'm showing here, the paddles are a little bit different. They're not the straight Scuf paddle. They actually have a little bit of a curvature to them, and there's like a little, it goes from a small paddle to a big paddle, and it actually has a little bit of grip. I don't know if the camera picks that up or not. So the grip really helps your fingers rest on them, and I find that it's a little weird at first. Your fingers don't they don't naturally rest on the spot where the paddles are, but it's not something that's too difficult to get used to. The only problem that I have to say about the paddles and the placement, and I think it's just something that you have to get used to, is I play on tactical, so I'm pressing the right analog stick when I go and crouch and prone and stuff. Only problem that I have is that I'll sometimes accidentally click this right paddle because of the way that it is set up. Since it has that little indented design, it makes me want to push it inwards instead of pushing it just straight on. And you can push it inwards, so it does work that way, but unfortunately, I sometimes squeeze my controller when I'm playing it. So if you get this controller and you're using those paddles, you are going to have to just figure out how you can press that right analog stick and not have to accidentally hit your paddle. Now, as far as my configuration on this, it's very simple. I have it a little bit different because I don't like to knife as much in Black Ops 3, so I actually have my left paddle set to jump, which is pretty normal, but the right paddle is a little different. I will alternate sometimes, but right now I'm really enjoying having my right paddle set to the square button or the X button if you're on Xbox One. That makes it to where I reload, and so it makes it a little bit more easy for me to keep my fingers on the analog sticks. And the only reason why I use that rather than the triangle or the Y button is simply because I find myself reloading more than I do switching weapons. But if I'm ever on a class where I switch weapons, then I definitely use the triangle button for that. So you guys are probably wondering, how do I change my button layout on my controller? Most Scufs, they come with a preset button layout, and if you want to get it changed, you have to send it into Scuf and pay a small fee, and you'll get it changed. However, with my controller, I coughed up the extra $20, I believe, is what it was, and with that money, I actually got the electromagnetic remapping. So you guys are going to see this on the screen now. I'll show you a video of me changing the button mapping on this controller. It's super simple. So all you have to do is, your controller comes with a magnet when you get the EMR feature, and you put the magnet on the back of the controller, and then you press the paddle that you want to change, and then you press the button that you want to change. And keep in mind, you're holding down the paddle and the button at the same time. So press and hold the paddle that you want, then press and hold the button that you want, and then release the button and release the paddle and remove the magnet. So basically, put the magnet on, press and hold the paddle, press and hold the button, release the button, release the paddle, remove the magnet. So basically, do it forwards and then do it reverse, take the magnet off, and you're set. This is really awesome. I want to know how this works, but I have no idea. I know it's a patented design, so I don't know if I could just call Scuf and them tell me how it works, but it fascinates me how this works. It's absolutely amazing. It's really cool to just go and change your controller mapping mid-game. So that's kind of how I found what I like, is I just played around with it in one game and found what worked best for me. So I really enjoy this feature, and if you're planning on buying any Scuf controller, not just the 4PS, EMR is something that you should definitely look into, because it makes your controller a lot more versatile. And for instance, in Black Ops 3, you know, meleeing is not that great, so you don't want to just have a paddle that's useless. You want to be able to use it for something, and having EMR allows you to change it. But if we go into the next Call of Duty and your, melee is actually better than Black Ops 3, then you want to change it back to melee. And you can do that with EMR. It gives you that flexibility. So I think that that's something that's really cool about this controller, and I really like it. Overall, I have to say this is a great controller. The last Scuf that I had was a Scuf Animal, and it had 4 paddles, so it's a little bit difficult. It's a little different for me to go from having 4 paddles to 2 paddles, but I really enjoy this controller. If you're, a professional gamer, or if you're someone that really wants to get into Call of Duty or any kind of gaming, then this is definitely the controller for you. I really enjoy this controller. I can't say it enough. I think that you guys should buy one. Any serious gamer should definitely have a Scuf. And now let's go ahead and get into where I will rate the customer support service. So overall, the controller is really great, like I said, but the customer support, I have to say, I had a relatively good experience with, but there was one big issue that I had with Scuf's customer support, and I don't know if this is something that they can fix or if it was just a mistake that they made, but it was something that really made me a little uncomfortable. So first off, the controller did come broken in the box. I had a very serious issue where I would play with the controller for about 15 to 20 minutes, and then I would have very serious input lag. It was almost, half a second to an entire second worth of input lag. So it was almost impossible to play with. The problem with this was I just spent $200 on a controller, and I couldn't use it because it came broken in the box. Now, I did order it around the holidays, so I'm sure that there was some kind of rush, production going on, because the controller did ship the day after I ordered it, which had never happened when I ordered from Scuf before. So I'm sure that something just went wrong in the build process. So I sent it off. I got free shipping and everything like that. I sent it off, and it got there in a couple of days, and after it got there, it took about 2 weeks to fix the controller. The only problem that I had with this, I understand it takes time, is I wasn't notified when my controller had actually cleared certification and when it was shipped back to me. I didn't get any kind of tracking number or anything like that. And that just sort of upset me because I thought my controller was there. I thought they were fixing it. And it finally got to the point to where I had to call Scuf and be like, hey, what's going on with my controller? Where's it at? And the guy on the phone said that he couldn't find it. So he assumed that it was shipped off. And then later that day it came in the mail, which was rather ironic, but the fact of the matter is I should have known that my controller was being shipped off. I should have known when my controller got back. So if there's anything I could say that, Scuf needs to improve upon in their customer support, it would definitely need to be making sure that people are notified when their controllers are shipped back to them from repairs. Other than that, it was a good experience. It didn't take too long. Like I said, it took about 2 weeks, but it was right after the holidays, so that's a busy time for them. I get that, and I don't hold that against them. The only thing I can hold against them is that I wasn't notified when my controller was shipped back. But if that's the only thing wrong with them. Overall, I really enjoy the company Scuf. They're really great people, they're really fun to work with, and they make really good product. So if you guys are interested in buying any kind of Scuf products, be sure to head over there and use codes STDX to get a discount upon checkout. Guys, that's it for this review. I know it's been a bit long, but this is a really great product, and I didn't want to spare any details. I wanted to give you guys the most information I could about the Scuf 4PS. So anyways, that's it for this one. Leave a like if you enjoyed it, as well as comment down below, and tweet me your pictures of your Scuf at STDXDingo. And also, don't forget to subscribe to the Set to Destroy X channel for diverse gaming content every week. I'll see you guys in the next video. Dingo out.